welcome back to a new video. Today I will be sharing with you my October reset. I have a couple fun things planned in this video, all in the hopes of getting ready to make October the best month possible. I'm going to update my journals, my bullet journal, and my reading journal. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a Notion tour and Notion update, showing you how I use Notion to plan out my month and my life. And then of course I'm going to share with you guys my October reading journal setup, as well as all the books that I hope to get to in October. I'm really dedicated to making October like the coziest month ever, hopefully filled with a ton of reading, so I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get right into it. I'm starting out the video with my bullet journal update. So it is the end of the month now, it's very end of September, so I'm going to go ahead and fill in all of my spreads and trackers. The last of my mushroom theme, which is a little sad, but I am excited about my October theme as well. I'm starting out with my yearly health tracker, which is just a place for me to keep track of certain symptoms. This is at the beginning of my bullet journal. I have a little square for every single day, so I'll fill that in first. Then I will go ahead and do my trackers for September. So I have my habit tracker to fill out and then my sleep tracker, but that's pretty much it. I feel like my bullet journal is so low commitment, there's not a lot for me to do each day. So probably the most time-consuming of my bullet journal routine is my weekly setup. This is something I started doing fairly recently. I just felt as if my days were starting to blur together so much, and I really missed doing weeklies like I used to. So I decided to do a little bit of more a journal style weekly where instead of having a to-do list for each day, I could basically write a couple sentences, a little paragraph to summarize everything that I did that day. I've been doing this, I think I started in August, so for several weeks now, and I'm having so much fun with it. It is sometimes a little bit hard for me to keep up with it every single day, but I know it's something I'm going to value so much in the future when I have so much evidence and memory keeping to look back on and see what I've been up to at this point in my life. This past week I haven't created a spread, but I did keep track, like a little bullet list on Notion, which I'll show you later. I kept track of some of the main things that I did each day. So right now I am basically making a spread and referring back to that list to kind of remember everything that I did each day, because otherwise it's really hard for me and I'll totally forget. The way I create my weeklies is pretty simple, honestly. I'm switching it up a tiny bit this week, but I like to use stickers. These are some that I got from Journalsay. I kind of like to theme my weeklies a little bit based off of the stickers. I know in October I'll definitely do a lot of super fun Halloween and fall themed weeklies. For now, I'm using these really pretty vintage, like botanical kind of, I think that's the style, I'm not really sure. And then I create a little title, and then the rest is just my daily log. So I have a little title for each day. In this case, I'm creating like a little box for each day, and in that box I can basically write a couple sentences of everything I did. It's nothing crazy, I use a lot of abbreviations and probably spell things wrong, I'm sure, but it is something that I really enjoy doing. It really takes me like 2 minutes for each day. And I think I do prefer this approach rather to what I did before. I would try and do it every single day. Now I like the idea of kind of sitting down at the end of each week and reflecting on the week and making my spread to remember it. I'll just have to make sure to add the little bullet points in my Notion so I don't forget what I'm doing each day. I can see this being like a really fun Sunday routine maybe. I actually filmed this on a Sunday morning, so I didn't fill in the Sunday slot yet just because I don't know what I'm gonna obviously do in this day yet, but I will go back and fill that in and share it on my Instagram. If you guys are curious on seeing what these spreads look like finished, I do post I think all of them on my Instagram if you're interested, as well as just all my journal spreads in general, both empty and complete. I like to post over there. With the empty space, I just added more decorations, so I added some little star doodles. I kind of moved the stickers around a little bit. I am really excited about this setup particularly because I get to use my new fall sticker pad that I picked up the other day. I'm really excited about this sticker pad. It's so cute. I know I'm going to use it so much in my reading journal and in my bullet journal, and hopefully for many years to come. We'll see how long it lasts. Before we move on to the reading journal portion of this video, I did want to share with you a little bit of a mini Notion tour. I will basically go through my general Notion and how I use it to plan out each month, each week, and keep track of pretty much everything in my life. This is my home Notion page. I have just some calendar, some little decorations, and then this is my primary navigation. So I have all these different pages that I use for various different things. On this side, I have more log and task-oriented items, so I have a bit of a like coming up this week type thing of what I have planned for the week. This is actually from last week, so I need to get rid of that. And then I have my to-do list, which I keep on here because my to-do list kind of fluctuates weekly and day to day, so I just like having a general to-do list for the week as a whole. And then down here I have my daily logs, which this is basically what I used when I was just filling out my bullet journal. When I was creating my weekly, I was creating like little journal entries for what I did each day. It's not always possible for me to do that every single night because it does take a little bit of time, and so I do actually like to kind of have a little bit of a bulleted list for things that I do each day, and then at the end of the week I go back and do my weeklies. And then at the bottom, this is where I have my monthly calendar. So this is, I guess this is October now, but this is kind of what it looks like in September when I have it all filled out. So I can basically just create any sort of appointment, birthday, even just like to-do list items I put on here. You can kind of create whatever the item is, and then you can add the category. So these are all the categories that I have to add, and that's kind of what this is for. I'll delete that. And it just is a really good way for me to see kind of at the beginning of the week what I have planned, and it helps me plan out my life around any sort of appointments or events that I have for that week. And then for the pages, I'll just show you some of them. This is my fall one. This is just what it looks like. I have my fall bucket list, which we can check some off of. We've done some baking, some hikes, candles, Trader Joe's, and a horror movie night. So I have a couple more to do. This is very similar to the spreads that I created in my journal, but I kind of like to have two places for it. Then I have my TBR, which I think we can cross off What Moves the Dead. And the ones that are bolded are the ones that I own physically already, which this one I did recently buy, so I'll go ahead and bold that. Yeah, every time I read a book, I can just check it off. I have a little autumn playlist here. I also created a section for some new releases coming out because there's a ton coming out in the autumn season, and I like to keep track of that sort of thing. And then here, this is just my fall vision board that I made on Pinterest. I just linked it here, and that's my little fall setup. This is what I use the most, my kind of content planning page. So I have a YouTube planner calendar set up where I plan out when certain videos are going up and what videos are going up. But then I also have a table so I can keep track of like all the videos I've uploaded, when I'm uploading them, the status of them. For example, this one I'm currently editing, my October reset. And that's basically what this is for. I like having the calendar view as well because I try to upload every single Saturday, so that's kind of what this is for. These are all the videos that I have planned for October. Next week's video, I'm going to do like a little Hello October vlog. I want to do a little cozy bookish day, and then my November plan with me, my November reset, and then I'm going to do a little spooky readathon for the week of Halloween, which I'm super excited about. On this side, I just have random lists, so I have my fall video plans. This helps me plan out specific videos, so I plan out the title of them and then what's going to be like included in that video. For example, I did a reading vlog recently, and this is what I wanted to include in it, just to kind of make sure that my videos are like cohesive and I know what I'm putting in each one. And then at the bottom, this is my Instagram tracker, which is super loose, I guess. It's just a general idea for me to see when to upload certain things, or post rather, on Instagram, though I'm not super strict with this. I kind of just post on Instagram whenever, but I do try and post like 15 times a month. That's usually my goal, especially in a month like October where I'll be away for the first week. I want to know like what posts I need to have ready and taken in advance, so that's what this is for. Now I also have my library. This I do need to go ahead and update now, so we have my September TBR, which looks a little different I think than what I put in my reading journal. I'm not really sure how that happened. My 2024 TBR, haven't read any more yet, but we only have a couple left and I'm super excited about that. I love my little library page. I think I need to add another little decoration here though. I was planning out my winter TBR, which I'm really excited about, autumn TBR, daily education, and What Moves the Dead we've read. This is my master reading log for 2024, so this keeps track of every book that I've read this year. We do need to update this. Okay, City of Glass. Cassandra Clare. I like to keep track of the month that I read a certain book in. The genres, The Enchanted Lies is fantasy and historical fiction. Wisteria, I would say YA, fantasy, romance. City of Glass, YA, fantasy. I keep track of how I read it. So I read this one physically and this one physically. I read City of Glass over audiobook. And then Is It a Reread, which I've had like 3 rereads this year. I don't keep track of star rating on here because it's constantly changing. Honestly, I feel like I don't even really seriously rate books anymore because it's just, I can never make up my mind. But I have a couple more books to update on here, so I will go ahead and do that right now. Okay, so everything is now updated. This is not something that I update every single time I finish a book. I usually go back at the end of the month and kind of fill everything out. I do feel like sometimes my reading journal is a little bit all over the place, so it's nice to have a little bit of a neater place to kind of keep track of all the books that I've read this year. Yeah, here's a little September wrap up. I read 8 books in September, and it was a really fun reading month. I had a great time, so very excited about that. That is my library page. The other page that I'm probably going to use very soon and need to update is the traveling page, which this is a template. I need to like customize it and things like that, but yeah, I want to update that because I am traveling for the first week of October, so I really need this. Same with my finances page. This is something that I've never kept track of before, and so this is also a template that I kind of need to customize, but I like it because you can keep track of like all your expenses and your income and kind of total it up. Definitely something I want to keep track of. I just need to get in the hang of it a little bit more and then update it for September. I'm still working on setting up my Notion, but this is generally how I use it. I'd say I use this area a lot. I love my fall page. I use this a ton, and then I use my content planning in my library a lot. So that's just a little mini Notion tour. I'm thinking about how I'm going to do it for next year, and I have no idea. I think I do really like this general setup. I don't know what theme I'll do. That could be fun. I definitely know I want to do another seasonal page because this one is so fun, one of my favorites. So that is my little Notion tour, how I use it to plan out my life. And let's move on to my reading journal setup for October. As for all the books that I hope to read in October, I'm so excited about them. First, I do have some sequels, so I want to continue the Mortal Instruments series. I'm on the 4th one now, City of Fallen Angels. I started reading the Scalaman series, so I want to read the next one, The Last Graduate. And then I also will hopefully be finishing it this month. I've been slowly chipping away at it because my friend and I are buddy reading it, and our goal is to finish it by Halloween, and I think October is going to be the perfect month for it. I'm really hoping that it gets really scary. I'm really enjoying it so far, so I can't wait to see what I think. I feel like this is a classic. Super long, super scary, but I'm really having a good time with it. And then I have a ton of cozy books as well, a lot of witchy books. So the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I feel like I've been seeing this book everywhere recently. I think it just really encapsulates the cozy pumpkin spice season, so I'm really excited about this. I have no idea what it's about. I know that it's been really hard for me to find in bookstores, so when I saw it, there was one copy in a Barnes & Noble I recently went to. I knew I had to pick it up. One of the books I'm the most excited for is Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood because it looks so cute, and I think the main character, besides being a witch, I think she might also be a librarian, which just sounds so much fun. I love the cover of it. I think I'm going to bring this one along with me for my trip and read this one very soon. I think it's going to actually be my next read. I'm also going to read The X-Hex, which I'm really excited about. I got this book for Christmas last year, so I've kind of had to wait until October to read it because I just want the vibes to be perfect. I'm doing a spooky reading vlog later on in the month, and this book will definitely be included in that video. I also have Witch of Wild things I want to read because I've heard this one is also just very magical and hopefully very cute. This one's super short as well. A Sorceress Comes to Call came out a couple months ago, and I did actually start it, and I'm really enjoying it. This also might be one of my next reads. And then there are a lot of fun new releases coming out in October. The one that I chose to put on my TBR is Sorcery and Small Magics. Couldn't tell you what it's about. I know I looked at the synopsis at one point and found it intriguing enough. So I don't know. This comes out on the 18th though, so I'm very excited about it. That is pretty much it for my TBR page. Let's move on to the next page. The next page is kind of just my overall October dashboard, if you will, kind of my stats page. I wanted to do something a little bit fun for the heading, so I used more of the scrapbook paper and created these little tiles, which I use all the time. And I basically just cut them into little squares, stuck them at the top, and then used my gold pen to add a little bit of a border to each square, and then wrote in October with the pen as well. I do really like how this turned out. I love this table I've been creating the past couple months where I can keep track of basically just all the books that are in the month, the title, the author, the date I finish it, the star rating, and the genre. I left a little extra space for this table in the hopes that I would read more books in October, but we'll see. No pressure. With the space at the bottom of the spread, I made a little TBR checkbox because I didn't do that on the actual TBR page, and then I also created a space to keep track of all the new releases. So far, I have 5 new releases I'm keeping my eye on in October. I might need to go through and check because I'm sure there's some more. I have A Dark and Secret Magic coming out on the 8th. I have no idea what that one's about, but it sounds interesting. Sorcery and Small Magics, which is on my TBR, comes out on the 18th. And then on the 22nd, there are 3 book releases that I'm really excited about. First is Spectacular by Stephanie Garber, which I'm so excited about. I loved the Caraval trilogy, and I loved the Broken Heart trilogy even more. And I've decided that I'm going to be rereading the Caraval trilogy this winter. And I think Spectacular is very holiday themed, so maybe I'll buy it this month, but I do think that I'll be at least waiting to read it until November or December. Another one I'm so excited about is The Scholar and the Last Fairy Door. That title alone is beautiful. I love any sort of academic setting in a book, especially if it's historical, and then of course I'm obsessed with fairies. I'm hoping this one is similar in kind of style and theme to Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia because that's one of my favorite series ever. And then also on the 22nd, the Woodsmoke Woman's Book of Spells come out, which I also don't remember what that one's about. I did look all of these up and I did research, I just forgot, but I'm very excited about that as well. I'm trying to kind of combine my reading in October with cozy and witchy, but then also maybe some spookier books as well. I finished off the page with a border, some more stickers, and that is it for my reading journal setup. So usually with my reading journal setup, I also create a books read page after this, but I think this month I'm going to wait until the very end of the month to include that because I think it'll be fun to arrange more of a collage style with all the books that I do end up reading in October, so I think I'm going to wait for that. That is it for my October reset. I had so much fun planning out and getting ready for October. I feel like October is such a fun month, definitely one of the better months in the year in my opinion, so I really want to do everything I can to make it the best month ever. I will see you guys in my next video. I'm so excited about all the videos I have planned for October. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching all the way through, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!